Have you ever opened up your petty cash box and just stared at it, wondering where all the money went? It's like a magic trick, but you're not in on the secret. Well, if you're sick of trying to solve the mystery of the vanishing cash, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to get a handle on that chaos using NuMetric's expenses. I mean, it's the classic story, right? You put a fresh $100 in the box on Monday morning, and by Friday, poof, it's just gone. But where did it go? A coffee run for the team, a last-minute courier fee, a taxi for an urgent delivery? On their own, they're nothing. But you add them all up, and suddenly you've got this black hole in your accounting that's just impossible to track. But what if you had the perfect tool for this exact job? Well, that's what we're talking about today. NuMetric's expenses feature is literally designed to take that cash chaos and turn it into crystal clear records. So let's dive in. Okay, so first things first, what do we even mean by an expense in the NuMetric world? It's actually really simple. Think of any cost you pay with cash, from that petty cash box that isn't tied to a formal invoice from a specific vendor. It's for all those little miscellaneous things that keep the business running day to day. And we're talking about super common stuff. That taxi fare to get a package across town? Yep, that's an expense. Running out to grab a new pack of pens? That's one too. Or hey, treating the team to pizza for lunch. These are exactly the kinds of payments that are so easy to lose track of, but believe me, they add up fast. All right, so now we know what an expense is. Let's get to the really important part. How do we actually record one? This is where we take those crumpled up paper receipts and turn them into clean, useful data in your system. Now, before we even click a single button, let's get our heads around one simple idea that makes this whole thing work. Every single expense tells a story in two parts. The debit side answers the question, what did we spend the money on? And the credit side answers, where did the money come from? That's it. What and where. Simple as that. Okay, here's the game plan. You can see the steps right here, so I won't read them out to you, but let's focus on what's crucial. First, you get everything set up. Now, that description line, don't just write taxi. Write taxi for client delivery to downtown office. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. Then you create those two parts of the story we just talked about, the debit line for what you spent it on and the credit line for where it came from, your petty cash. That's the heart of the whole process. All right, everybody, hit the pause button for a sec, because we've arrived at the single most important checkpoint in this whole thing. Everything we just did leads to this one simple golden rule. If you get this right, your books will always be accurate. And here it is, the foundation of pretty much all modern accounting. Your total debits must equal your total credits. It just means the money you say you spent has to perfectly match the money that actually left your petty cash. And here's the best part. NuMetric forces you to get this right. The system won't even let you save the expense if they don't balance. It's like having a built-in fact checker that guarantees you can't mess it up. And your magic number is 0. That's it. When you see that the difference between your debits and credits is 0, you know you've nailed it. It's the system's way of giving you a big green light that says, yep, everything looks perfect. You're good to save. So why are we making such a big deal about these tiny little transactions? What's the real payoff here? Well, it's because every single time you log one of these small expenses correctly, you're adding one more perfect, accurate piece to a much bigger puzzle. And that puzzle is your company's financial reports. This really is the whole point. You are actively turning that messy, chaotic pile of receipts into professional, accurate financial statements. The kind of reports you can actually trust to make smart decisions for your business. It's about moving from guesswork to real clarity. So you see, by mastering this one simple process, you've taken a giant leap toward having total control over your finances. It was never just about the taxi fares or the office supplies. It's about building an honest, accurate picture of your business's health, one small receipt at a time. Now that you've tamed your petty cash, the only question left is, what financial mystery are you going to solve next?